All right, so this is something I know a lot of you have been wondering about. How much does your metabolism actually slow down as you age?
Yeah.
It's something we all kind of notice.
Yeah,
As we
definitely.
get older, it seems like things are a little bit different. So you sent over some really interesting articles about this,
Yeah.
and I thought it'd be great to have you on to just kind of break this down.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we all experience that shift,
Yeah.
where weight management is a little trickier as we get older, right?
Yeah.
But is a slowing metabolism really the main culprit?
Right.
And if so, how much are we talking about?
It's a big question mark for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's true that our metabolism doesn't stay constant
Right.
throughout our lives.
Okay.
Um, but I think before we kind of jump into the conclusions and everything, let's just define what we're dealing with first.
Yeah, let's start with the basics.
Yeah. So metabolism at its core is the intricate process of converting the foods that we eat into usable energy for every single cell in our body.
Oh, wow. Every single cell?
Yeah, so imagine this.
Okay.
Imagine a bustling city
Okay.
powered by a central energy grid.
Okay.
That's kind of like your metabolism in action.
Oh, wow. So our bodies are like busy cities,
Yeah.
constantly using energy.
Yeah, definitely.
And, I noticed that in the articles you sent over, there was a study.
Right.
And this study found that metabolic rate can vary by up to 25% between individuals.
Yeah.
So what contributes to that wide range?
So there are a lot of factors at play, and age-related changes are a big part of the puzzle.
Okay.
One of the primary culprits behind a slowing metabolism is the gradual loss of muscle mass we experience as we age.
Okay, so that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
So the less muscle we have, the fewer calories we're burning, even just going about our day.
Exactly.
But it seems a little unfair.
I know, right?
You mentioned sarcopenia starts affecting people in their 40s.
Right.
But one of the articles actually discussed a study where they found measurable muscle loss beginning as early as age 25.
Yeah, that's an important point.
Yeah. And the research on sarcopenia is continually evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So while it's true that the rate of muscle loss typically accelerates around our 40s,
Okay.
it's not as if we wake up on our 40th birthday and suddenly our muscles are shrinking.
Yeah.
The process is gradual, and things like genetics, lifestyle, and overall health
Right.
can all influence its onset and progression.
Got it.
So this particular study that you highlighted,
Yeah.
it sheds light on the importance of being proactive about maintaining muscle mass throughout our lives.
So it's not just about hitting the gym when we hit middle age.
Right.
We should be thinking about this
Exactly.
earlier.
Yeah. A lot of times we think about aging as something that happens later.
Right.
But in reality, it's a continuous process.
Yeah, it's true.
And being mindful of our muscle health from a younger age can pay off in the long run.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And aside from muscle loss, another factor that contributes to metabolic slowdown is our activity levels. As we age, a lot of people tend to become less active,
Right. It makes sense.
further reducing their daily calorie burn.
So it's like this double whammy.
Yeah.
You're losing muscle and you're moving less.
Exactly.
Now, the articles also touched on the roles of gender and genetics
Yes.
in this whole metabolism slowdown thing.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how these factors come into play?
Absolutely. So men generally have a faster metabolism than women,
Okay.
primarily due to a higher proportion of muscle mass
Okay.
and heavier bones.
Mm-hmm.
And this is influenced by hormonal differences.
Right.
And then, of course,
Or genes.
our genes play a significant role
Okay.
in muscle size and growth, which directly impacts our metabolism.
So basically, our genes can give us a head start
Right.
or make things a little bit more challenging
Exactly.
when it comes to our metabolic rate.
Yeah.
But before we all start blaming our DNA,
Right.
are there lifestyle changes that we can make to combat this slowdown?
Absolutely.
I was hoping you would say yes.
Yes, you have more control than you might think.
Okay, good.
One of the articles that you sent highlighted the benefits of intermittent fasting for
Fasting.
boosting metabolism.
Okay, so fasting.
Yeah.
What does the research say about this approach, and is it something that you recommend?
So it's not as daunting as it sounds.
Okay.
Intermittent fasting isn't about depriving yourself,
Okay.
but rather strategically timing your meals.
Okay.
There's promising research suggesting that it can positively impact metabolic health
Mhm.
and even aid in weight management.
That makes sense.
However, it's crucial to approach it safely
Yeah.
and consult with a healthcare professional
Of course.
to determine if it aligns with your individual needs and health conditions.
Right, so you always want to make sure it's the right thing for you.
Exactly.
But besides fasting, what other lifestyle tweaks can we make to keep our metabolism humming?
One of the most effective strategies is, you guessed it, strength training.
Oh, I should have guessed that.
By building muscle mass through weightlifting, we can counter that age-related muscle loss and give our metabolism a boost.
Okay.
And it's not just about bulking up.
Right.
Even moderate strength training can make a significant difference.
So hitting the weights isn't just about aesthetics.
Yeah,
It's like a secret weapon for our metabolic health.
exactly.
What about other forms of exercise?
So aerobic exercise is also incredibly beneficial.
Okay.
Activities like brisk walking, running, swimming, or even dancing get your heart rate up.
Mm-hmm.
Burn calories,
Right.
improve your cardiovascular health.
And let's not forget about nutrition.
Oh, yes. Nutrition is key.
Speaking of nutrition, we all know a balanced diet is important.
Right.
But is there anything specific we should focus on to support our metabolism?
Instead of focusing on restrictions, let's talk about what to include.
Okay.
Prioritizing protein intake is crucial,
Okay.
especially as we age.
Mm-hmm.
Protein helps preserve muscle mass,
Okay.
and it has a higher thermic effect compared to carbohydrates and fats,
What does that mean?
meaning that your body burns more calories digesting it.
Oh, interesting.
So aim to include lean protein sources,
Okay.
like fish, chicken, beans, and lentils
Okay.
in each meal.
Interesting. So protein is like this metabolic multitasker.
Yes, definitely.
Now, what about those popular metabolism boosting foods we often hear about?
Oh, yes.
Are they worth the hype?
The mythical metabolism boosting foods,
Right.
while some foods might have a slight thermogenic effect,
Mm.
like the green tea you mentioned earlier,
Uh-huh.
the impact is often overstated. The key is to focus on a holistic approach to nutrition
Right.
rather than falling for quick fixes.
Yeah.
A balanced diet, rich in whole foods,
Okay.
plenty of fruits and vegetables,
Mhm.
lean proteins,
Right.
healthy fats will provide your body with the nutrients that it needs to function optimally.
So no magic bullets, just good old-fashioned healthy eating.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, one of the articles mentioned green tea's potential benefits,
Yeah,
but also cautioned against overconsumption because of the caffeine content.
right.
So how can listeners incorporate green tea strategically without overdoing it?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Green tea can be a healthy addition to your routine,
Okay.
but moderation is key.
Okay.
1 to 2 cups a day is a reasonable amount to enjoy its potential benefits
Hmm.
without overloading on caffeine.
Right.
You can also explore decaffeinated varieties
Okay.
if you're sensitive to caffeine.
So it's about finding what works for you
Yeah,
and not going overboard.
exactly.
You know, one thing that really struck me in the articles
Yeah.
was the emphasis on being mindful of weight gain as we age.
Yeah.
Why is that so crucial?
So as our metabolism slows down,
Okay.
even if it's just slightly,
Right.
it becomes easier to gain weight
Mm-hmm.
if we don't adjust our calorie intake
Okay.
or activity levels accordingly.
Right.
Over time, even gradual weight gain can increase the risk of developing certain health problems.
So it's not just about fitting into our favorite jeans anymore.
Right.
It's about protecting our long-term health.
Exactly. Carrying excess weight can put extra stress on our joints, our cardiovascular system,
Right.
and increase the risk of developing conditions like type 2 diabetes and certain types of cancer.
That's definitely a motivator to pay attention to all those healthy habits that we've been talking about.
Definitely.
But what if someone is already struggling with weight gain and feeling stuck?
Right.
What advice would you give them?
So first and foremost, I'd encourage them to be kind to themselves.
Okay.
Weight management is complex.
Yeah, it can be really challenging.
And it's important to approach it with a positive and supportive mindset.
That's a good point.
Remember, it's a journey, not a race.
I like that.
Focus on making sustainable changes rather than seeking quick fixes.
That's such an important point because it's so easy to get caught up in comparisons or feel discouraged.
Yeah.
But celebrating small victories and focusing on progress over perfection,
Exactly.
I think that can make a big difference.
Absolutely. And I would also recommend seeking guidance from a healthcare professional. They can help assess any underlying factors that are contributing to weight gain, rule out any medical conditions,
Okay.
and create a personalized plan that addresses your individual needs and goals.
That's reassuring to know that there's support available.
Yeah.
So if that number on the scale isn't budging, despite our best efforts,
Right.
it might be worth checking in with a doctor.
Definitely. It's always a good idea to rule out any underlying medical conditions that could be impacting your metabolism or weight.
Okay.
Conditions like hypothyroidism,
Mhm.
Cushing's syndrome,
Okay.
or PCOS can influence metabolic rate
Right.
and make weight management more challenging.
So it's not always just about willpower.
Right.
or getting older.
Exactly.
There could be other factors at play.
Yeah.
And a doctor can help determine if any of these conditions are present and provide guidance on the best course of action.
Precisely. They can provide a proper diagnosis, recommend appropriate treatment, and connect you with other healthcare professionals, like registered dietitians or certified personal trainers who can offer tailored support.
It sounds like a team effort.
Yeah, definitely.
And I imagine having that support system can make a significant difference in staying motivated and on track.
Absolutely.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we have.
From the science behind metabolism to practical tips for supporting our metabolic health as we age.
Right.
Is there anything else you want to emphasize for our listeners?
I think the most important takeaway is that while our metabolism naturally slows down as we age,
Okay.
it's not an inevitable decline into metabolic mayhem.
Okay, good.
We have more control than we think.
That's good to hear.
By understanding the factors involved
Right.
and making informed lifestyle choices, we can support our metabolic health and maintain a healthy weight throughout our lives.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's empowering to know we're not just passive passengers in this aging process.
Definitely.
What small step will you take this week to nourish your amazing metabolically active body?
Oh, gosh.
I'm thinking of adding an extra serving of protein to my breakfast.
That's a great start.
Yeah.
Even small, consistent changes can add up over time.
Right.
Remember, it's about progress, not perfection.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of metabolism.
Awesome.
We hope you've learned something new and feel empowered to take charge of your metabolic health.
Yes.
Remember, you've got this.
You do.
Until next time, keep those brains curious and those bodies moving.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure diving deep into this topic with you.
Yeah, it really is fascinating.
Hey,
You know, it's never too late to start making those positive changes.
Exactly.
Sometimes I think we get caught up in the idea that
Yeah.
we need to overhaul our entire lives.
Yeah.
But even small tweaks to our exercise routine or diet
Exactly.
make a difference, right?
Absolutely. Consistency is key. And it's those small, sustainable changes that ultimately lead to long-term success.
Yeah,
It's like building a house.
Right.
Start with one brick at a time.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of building, one of the articles touched on the role of sleep in metabolic health.
Oh, yeah. Sleep.
Can you talk a little bit about that connection?
Yeah, sleep is often overlooked.
Yeah.
But it plays a crucial role in regulating our hormones, including those involved in metabolism and appetite control.
Interesting.
When we're sleep deprived, our body produces more of the stress hormone cortisol,
Okay.
which can disrupt our metabolism and increase cravings for sugary, high-calorie foods.
So a good night's sleep isn't just about feeling rested.
Right.
It's about keeping those metabolic processes in check.
Yeah, exactly. Aim for 7 to 8 hours
Okay.
of quality sleep per night to support your overall health and well-being,
Got it.
including your metabolism.
It seems like everything is connected
It is.
from what we eat.
Yeah.
How much we move to how well we sleep.
It really is all connected.
You know, it's a good reminder that our bodies are incredible interconnected systems. And taking care of one aspect
Yeah,
benefits the others.
for sure.
Well, I think we've given our listeners plenty to ponder today.
Yeah, I think
So is there anything else you'd like to leave them with before we sign off?
I'd simply say embrace the journey.
Okay.
Aging is a natural process, and our metabolisms will naturally shift over time.
Yeah.
But by understanding those changes
Right.
and taking proactive steps to support our health,
Okay.
we can age gracefully and continue to thrive at every stage of life.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we're wrapping up this deep dive into the fascinating world of metabolism.
Awesome.
We hope you've learned something new, gained some practical tips, and most importantly, feel empowered to prioritize your health and well-being.
Yes,
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
that's right. There's always more to learn and discover.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive.